Hey there, Glitch Reaper here, back for another mob battle, and this one will be Barako versus Thaumcraft. I'm just back in the Barako mood, so stuff's happening. Uh, so someone pretty much called what I was going to be doing next, so I had to reply that yeah, that was planned. Forgot to mention it was going to be next, so hey, gotta leave a little mystery. Anyhow, I'm going to be having him go up against the various bosses of Thaumcraft, and to give this giant tentacle a ghost of a chance. That was weird. I visited the Nether thing, even though I've been here for a while. Well, to be perfectly fair, I just had to install Thaumcraft recently, so yeah. So let's see if this giant tentacle will have even a ghost of a chance. I think this will be within grip range. It's a venomous one, apparently. So, let's see if I could start the fight here. It'll probably be incinerated by the time it can actually do that slam thing, because I think it's within range of slamming down. Not really like perfect melee range, but I might have to make it a little closer. He hasn't even engaged the big moves. He's just using his, like, solar columns. I thought it could slam as far as it was tall. It's tall enough to reach, isn't it? Maybe it doesn't know how to target him, even though because this does count as a neutral attack, so I'm gonna have to try a different tactic here in a moment. Well, it's starting to is it starting to recognize that? No, the way it has its hitbox, he couldn't get reached by him either. So I'm gonna create a new one, and okay, that time I engaged that one first. Now let me reset and. It's not going to reach him. I thought it would reach from there. Maybe another one? Either that or he'll blow away two in one one location. Giant tentacles just apparently don't do well against Barako. Do you even recognize Barako's here? He's certainly recognizing their melee range now. But they are completely immune to knockback. That's something that I think was logical, but I just didn't know for sure until now, because that move definitely has a serious amount of knockback push. So it's not even budging at all. Of course, right now he's in a loop and just pounding the one that's directly in front of him. Which will go down in a matter of seconds, anyhow. Barako, do you even remember there's another one over here? Because you can just go ahead and finish it off. Because it's not like it's gonna matter if it doesn't know how to fight you back. Will it even work if I put one right up next to him, though? Is a good question. Usually they do it by proximity. And this was pretty close, and I thought it would do that slam thing, but it's not really getting the picture. Whoops. Sometimes they just don't know how. And this one is just going to get roasted. Because whenever I have it target him, he recognizes the attack. But even though I've got it to try to target him, it doesn't know how. So let's try this super close and see if it's even possible. Okay, closest I can get. Okay, now it can. So the only way to get it to work is if it is at absolute point blank. But it will take him out, but he has to literally be right on it. So that's a little... well, to be perfectly fair, that's kind of its usual thing, in a way. Oop, wrong one. That was weird. I hit it more than once to have to kill it. That's kind of a first. I might want to keep this one around just in case, because that didn't seem quite normal. So this one can take out Barako if it's literally right next to him, because it has to be within squeeze range, not slam range. Otherwise, it's not working. So, okay. That was rather enlightening. Barako. Nice to see you again here. Crimson Praetor. This is our usual reading to the Praetor. Oh, he went right into the... He does do a lot of melee damage, though. I mean, he's got a pretty good sword. He's tracking him with the beam. Oh, solar bomb. But that melee damage was too much for Barako to keep up with. This guy, which version of a Crimson Praetor is this? Just as Crimson Praetor? That's not usual. They usually come in as a champion. There's something unorthodox with this version of Thaumcraft, apparently. There's something up with that. Yeah, it just says Crimson Praetor. It doesn't have him as a... Was there an update I'm not aware of? Because that doesn't seem quite right, because usually they come in as champions. This is just straight up Crimson Praetor. Although admittedly that isn't good for testing to know their base, but still, that's just very weird. Okay, so Barako cannot handle a Crimson Praetor. He's not gonna have a good day with the whole Crimson Cult then. So Crimson Praetor does manage to take him down, and pretty quickly. That melee damage is just painful. But how about an Eldritch Construct? Of course, he is pretty stationary, so I guess that's one of those things that kind of goes in with that. Because that means that the... Now he takes knockback. Because being mostly stationary does go against Barako, since they can just kind of wail on him. He's timing his blast pretty well. Woohoo! Went right into the bomb. He's kind of sideways juggling this guy, but he's taking a lot of damage. However, that also does a lot of damage. Up, he's getting slammed in the middle of a beam. It's interesting how he doesn't cancel his beam whenever he gets finished. But the Eldritch, again, the Eldritch Construct's just an Eldritch Construct. It's not a champion. Well, that knocked it right into its next phase. You know, I think I'd have more luck with another weapon than this right now. There's something going on here. And I'm not sure quite what it is. I might have to get extra pointy. Normally I have been using this recently against those that were still there and needed to go, but I might go with Ruin Spike. Because this thing's penetration will amp up the damage, and that'll get around that bit of an issue, so we'll see about that. Now, we have Barako back, and we have an Eldritch Warden. These guys are famously very shielded. Again, that giant tentacle, it was a champion version. It was venomous. Barako, this guy's gonna require you to batter down some shields. And yes, environmental damage counts against the shielding. They are both ranging each other, which is interesting. Okay, that kind of melts through shielding to a degree. Just rapid damage. But he's barraging Barako pretty quickly, too. Beam time. I don't think he's gonna even get past the Eldritch Warden's shield. He's making an effort of it. That is still pretty cool whenever he gets taken down while using the beam. Up, still some minions. Here and there. I see some over here. Will they recognize him? He's literally like trailing energy right now. Oh, that hurts. The minions are not getting revenge for Barako very well. Not today. The Barako have just fallen. There's no more minions. Well, there's a few way over there. They really wander around sometimes. I gotta admit that can really get there. I don't know if I can affect them with very many status ailments, but I know he can affect anything else in that trail. Okay, there's still some of his minions left. One entire side must fall. That's kind of the rule here. Sorry if I'm pushing you around. Okay, you just get pushed this way. There's one more that I see. And then I'll deal with you myself. That trail is pretty painful. Okay, they all got poofed. So let me see if I can use my custom weapon here to take this guy down any faster than the mob killer, which was apparently dealing with probably a damage limit or something. Now the shield would probably stop a lot of it anyhow. This guy is trying to strafe me. Not what I'm trying to do is... I'm not trying to zip around in circles. He's strafing around, I'm just going with it. But yeah, this seems to be more reliable right now. Okay, yeah, that got rid of that problem. Okay, never mind. I got him. I got him. Primordial Pearl. But it's pointless. Nothing I'm doing with it right now. But now I can just see how Barako goes with the Greater Crimson Portal. He has not had much luck today, except whenever he was at a range with the giant tentacle, which is pretty much what you'd probably do if he was moving him around to help you out. Just have him as an assistant and blast the tentacle from a distance. So yeah, the giant tentacle wouldn't know what hit it, but the others they go for it pretty fast. So yeah, that could be a thing. And there are some other ways that are more survival friendly at manipulating AI, so you could totally set it up. But now it's time for the big one, the Greater Crimson Portal. can set him up near it. I'm pretty sure it's also invulnerable to being moved in any way, except by itself, because it kind of floats up after a while. Okay, I'll give it a little time to set itself up. Because it goes through the kind of a set of stages with the construction of its area. Whenever it starts damaging itself to summon more, I'll know that's the signal to go. Yes, I realize you're chanting here. It is just cool how that looks, though. Remember, it doesn't fight directly, but it does align its army against whoever is in the area. Usually. Yep, there they go. I'm kind of curious what you can do to it in the meantime, though. This will be the best time for a solar bomb. Ah, he was defeated too fast to use it. He did scratch it before he went down, though, so he had a time. But to be perfectly fair, it also summoned a Praetor pretty early on. Remember, this thing's pretty heavy on the RNG, so whatever it summons, and then that can happen pretty fast. You know, it's gone by so quickly, I might go with a double. Because I don't just have Thaumcraft in this particular instance. I also have something else. So let me see if I can find where it is. Oh yeah. I also have Thaumic Potatoes too, so let's go with some alternative Thaum bosses here and see if he can take out any of them. Why? Because I'm curious. That's why. It's like, when is that not the answer? You know, this might not be the best spot for this. Let's just do that slightly this way. Sometimes the orientation does matter, because there's, like, paths and stuff. Well, it'll be within the radius, but we'll see. Okay, Barako. Here's an interesting character for you. Jigamo does a lot of status ailments whenever he hits. Does have some decent regen, but just got bombed. He does take serious knockback, but he's super quick. This guy moves like Grease Light. He just went right behind Barako and hit him from behind. Like, right behind him. And because of his regen, he's not even really that injured. Okay, let's see if you, on the other hand, die with the mob killer properly, because it might just be a base Thaumcraft thing. Yeah, it was, because he got one shot by it properly. So that does work on him. Okay, bye. Nice seeing you here, Jigamo. You may have left in a bit of a hurry, but oh well. You'll be back at some point. Barako, you're back again. Can you redeem yourself against something? Now this one probably won't require...
I have potato blood.
Yeah. I was gonna say that one probably wouldn't require the use of the wand, because like the Wither that he's so programmed around, he's stupendously aggressive. I saw those things. How is he getting rocketed into the sky? Is the explosions happening directly under him and pushing him upwards? Whoa. I was smashed into a hole. So just know Zeniac is pretty much the equivalent of a Wither, although he doesn't use the Withering effect per se. It's got more teleports than that. Barako got juggled. Zeniac did win, but he took more than a few strong attacks. Like, close to a third of his HP was blasted off there. So, I'd say that's not half bad. I mean, Barako did do some serious kicking around there. And, I guess you can't tell a blockbuster shot from a non-blockbuster shot with Zeniac, because there's holes everywhere, and that's usually the work of a blockbuster shot by the Wither. Because these are tough blocks, so that's an interesting thought. You can't visually tell. They just happen, so just random destruction of blocks. Do I actually use this for anything anymore? That is not enough things to be concerned about. Yeah. Anyhow, at least not for right now. Okay, back to the mob battle. Barako will be returning in a moment, and this time a fry cook, because you'd be surprised how strong anything resembling an evoker is. So, yeah, watch out for possible evoker riding a ravager in the Village and Pillage update. So, yeah, because it will be about as bad as this. Assuming I remembered to have it on normal, of course. Hi, Fry Cook. Nice to see you again. You walked right next to him, and yet you did nothing. Just saying. That was weird. Bonk. Knocked him over there. You see, he does know whenever he's got a proximity issue with minions. Assuming they stay around long enough. He regened up because his main target is all the way over there. Normally he tracks pretty far. Hey, you! Why do you keep going farther away? You're going, like, outside his range in terms of being able to hit him yourself. It's kind of illogical for movement. He's not even registering that. Okay, let me make sure that he targets the other guy. There we go. Like he didn't register it, so it just regened up to full. Because remember, if he's out of battle for any length of time, he gets humongous regen. Just huge regen. So many minions. Oh my gosh, the minion count is just hilarious right now. Can anybody figure out how many French fries are flying around here? Because I bet it's an overly hilarious number. That said, he is juggling him with his shots. And that's something to be said for the art of distraction. I'm throwing you closer for a little while. Just to have some effect other than overhead solar beam. Well, minions versus minions. We got army versus army now. That's definitely a thing. To be perfectly fair, I don't think the French fries are doing very much on Barako. And he is tracking Fry Cook like crazy. I think he just found the French fries were an issue and started shooting at them. It's like, hey, one of you actually hit me. Let me start cooking these French fries a little longer. They weren't quite done yet. Okay, they knocked out one of his minions, but wow, he again started regenning up. If this guy gets too far away, he just doesn't seem to matter to Barako. She's like, nope, nope, I don't care anymore. And likewise, this guy's regen is pretty huge. So, let me remind him of blow this guy up, please. Instead of burning it with fire, he's burning it with sunlight. So he's acting as a big solar cooker, which is very cool. Also makes a great science fair project. Just saying. I think they're basically immune to each other's overall strategies. So this is actually a hilarious tie. Fry Cook's pretty strong, might I add. So's Barako, and it seems like both of them have the ability to get each other into positions where they wind up regening too much for the other one to do much against them. Because Fry Cook doesn't take enough damage over time from the overhead solar strikes to go down, and Barako doesn't take enough damage from this guy before he flings him out of his sphere of concern and winds up going into regen mode, where his regen is just ridiculous whenever it's actually operating. Like, he's at full health right now. He doesn't care. He's like, meh, this is fine. While French fries are going to war against him. He's just like, meh, I'm good. And of course, he's so far away that even whenever Fry Cook summons the French fries, like, a good portion of their flight will be spent just going with their timer, going down until they time out like a Vex, because they use that dynamic. Like they didn't even get to attack him. I think they're also too distracted by the army of minions he has, so these two armies are canceling each other out, while their regen is canceling each other out. I mean, it's actually pretty cool just how well matched these two actually are now that I'm actually trying this. And this is just like straight up me just going for it, so yeah, this is kind of hilarious. Because it's like total Thai City here. Well, found something that didn't take out Barako out of this group, and was Fry Cook. Yeah, that's kind of hilarious. But to be perfectly fair, they fight in some somewhat similar ways, because they both have, well, as you can see, very long-ranged attacks and armies of minions and high regen. So, in one way or another. So, they're like, they barely, I mean, they do have some things that are different. Like, he has a more proximity attack that he can use, and in the big bomb now. Fry Cook, he also he actually moves around as opposed to Barako, who sits there. And whenever he takes damage, he will actually break blocks around him to free himself. So that's kind of like how the Wither works, but it's in a different twist. So these two are just a bit too... It's more their similarities cancel each other out more than their differences do. So this is kind of one of those circumstances where I'm going, okay, I'm accepting the tie, that these two are actually about even. Even if the earlier bosses in the chain of could like deal with Barako, suddenly we have these two big ones just going, I'm good. It's like, this is fine. We'll just stand here and not worry about it. So whatever. So I guess I'm gonna have to just let this one go, because standing by champion, well, they both are. They've managed to tie in a very spectacular fashion. Although I haven't really forced the Thaumic Potatoes bosses and the Thaumcraft bosses into special tournaments yet. And I might do that. I might go within mods and have them fight each other off for the grand champions of them. And that's something that I'm more capable of doing now since, well, I have the magic stick. So that really does help. For now, I'll be logging off, just standing here while a war is going on for basically eternity. So hope to hear from you all later, and bye for now, everybody. And remember, there will be more mob battles, and he just decided to just walk out of the way.